Welcome to the Budget Mom YouTube channel. I'm Kamika Love from thebudgetmom.com. Today we're talking about a really fun subject. We're going to be talking about savings challenges, and not just ordinary savings challenges, but savings challenges that are geared for smaller incomes and tighter budgets. So the reason I wanted to do this video is because creating and implementing savings challenges in my life has I have no doubt that has led to a lot of my success when it comes to saving money, but not just with the numbers and the values. It also helped me establish a habit of savings. Now, I know a lot of the time when we think about saving money, we think about being able to save the most amount, the biggest amount that we can. But that's really not the benefit of savings. The benefit of savings is establishing a consistent habit in our lives to save, which then leads to us making saving a priority in our lives, which then leads to making savings a priority in our budgets. And that's our ultimate goal. So today we're going to be talking about some savings challenges that I have implemented throughout my life that in the beginning of my journey was what I could afford to do. Now, most people are under the impression if they have a really tight budget or they're working with a small income that they don't have the capability, opportunity to save. And after kind of working through this in my journey, my financial journey, I know that's just not the case. So it's all about looking at where your dollars are going so you can find more discretionary income in your budget to throw at things that matter to you. And sometimes that's our savings goals or it's debt. Now, keep in mind, these savings challenges don't just have to go towards savings goals. You can also use them to pay off debt and hit your debt goals as well. So we're going to be talking about a couple of savings challenges. One is the $5 savings challenge that I'm currently on right now. I am doing this in my life right now, even though my financial situation has changed drastically over the last 9 years. We're going to be talking about the $300 12-week Christmas savings challenge, the 52-week savings challenge that I have kind of tweaked to make it work for smaller budgets. And we're also going to be talking about the Save the Change challenge. So the first challenge I want to talk about today is the $5 challenge. Now, the $5 challenge is essentially saving every $5 that you come across in a certain time frame. Now, according to my trackers, I started this savings challenge in the middle of December of 2019, and I'm still going. My challenge to myself was to do this all the way through 2020. Now, this is a challenge that is definitely, I think, geared towards being an all cash spender because you're saving $5 bills that you're coming across throughout your challenge period. However, I also think it could work even if you aren't an all cash spender. Maybe you get money for birthdays. Maybe you get money for different things that pop up throughout your life. It doesn't have to be a lot. It could just be a simple challenge of saying, hey, when I see a $5 bill, I'm going to save it. Now let's talk about the resources I use to complete this challenge. Every single thing, all the printables and worksheets that you're seeing in today's video are available in my free resource library. Yes, I'm giving them all to you for free. I want to make sure that you have the resources available to not only make these challenges fun, I want you to be able to see the progress. I want you to finally see that small action steps still lead up to success and they still add up in big ways. So I have currently saved $470 in $5 bills. Now, I use a jar that looks like this. I got this jar from Amazon, and I'll link it in the description of the video. This is just a chalk label. I just use a chalk marker for my jar. But the cool thing about this jar is there's no openings except for the top. You actually have to break into this sucker when you're done. And for me, I thought that was really cool because I'm the type of person that's like, oh, I'm gonna stop by McDonald's and get myself a Diet Coke and a Big Mac. I'll just take some of my 5s out. I can't access these until I'm completely done with the challenge. Now, for me, that helps me. Maybe you might not like the idea of having to break a jar to get to your cash. Any jar will do. Do you have a mason jar laying around your home? Maybe you have a food container, a jar, a pickle jar container. It could be anything. A dedicated space to save your $5 bills. This is the $5 challenge. You can get the $5 challenge tracker in the free resource library. The next savings challenge I want to talk about is the Save the Change challenge. I have been doing this since the very beginning of my journey almost 9 years ago, and I've continued to do it every single year. And there's a couple of reasons why. Let's talk about why I started implementing this into my life. When I first started budgeting, I had barely enough money after paying my bills for gas and food for my son. But at the same time, I had an internal struggle as a mom to want to save for my son's future. And for me, that looked like college savings. So I started thinking of ways, how can I still take action, even in a small way, to take care of some of this underlying pull and feeling to take action on saving for my son's future. So I started looking for ways in my budget and how I could make it work without actually changing my budget, without changing any numbers in my budget. And I thought, using my spare change. Every single year, I save all of my change. Now, of course, as an all cash spender, I get a lot of change. I save them in little counting jars that look like this. And I got these ones from Amazon, and you can see I turned it on. I have $46.93 in this jar. This is why I love the counting jars. Remember how I said in the beginning of this video, I'm all about seeing your progress? I didn't want to just throw money in a jar and not have any clue on how much I saved. I want to see that number grow. So how this jar works is you literally put in, so I have a nickel. It counts the change for you as you put it in. So what I do, just for making it easy, and sometimes I don't have the time to stick the money in the jar, I throw all of my change into this clear glass bowl, and once every week I put it into my jar. Now that's what works for me in my schedule. Maybe every day you want to add to your jar, and that's completely okay. Now this is a perfect example of how saving small amounts can add up. But not only that, it can give us peace of mind and ease our hearts a little bit, knowing we're taking small action on a goal that we may not be able to make a priority right now in our lives. Every year, I save my change, and in November, I bring all my change down to my credit union. I make a deposit into my checking account, and I write a check for his $529 college savings account. Every year, I'm able to do anywhere between $250 and $400 extra on top of what I already do within my budget for his college fund. And if you're working with a really, really tight budget where you feel like you have no extra room to pursue the things that you want to, which it might be a want, it might be saving for a new purse you want. It might be saving for some new basketball shoes for your kiddo. This will help with that. So this is the Save the Change challenge. Let's talk about the $300 12-week Christmas challenge. Have you ever gotten close to Christmas, a couple months out from Christmas, and you're like, oh my gosh, I don't feel like I have enough saved, or I'm not fully prepared for what's about to hit me? Especially because around Christmas, we're hit with so many things like Cyber Monday and Black Friday. Maybe you have your Christmas savings already saved up, but you're thinking, you know what? There's some things that I want to get during Black Friday. You can use this challenge for this as well. The great thing about this challenge is it only takes 12 weeks. So if you get really close to Christmas and you still feel like you need to save more or haven't started saving, you want something saved, this is a great challenge. The other great challenge is it's not asking you to completely deplete your income doing it. So what it is every single week, there's 12 weeks, you're gonna save a certain dollar amount. And do you notice these dollar amounts are very doable? All of us can say, hey, let's decrease our food budget by $25, or it can be another category in our budget that we can challenge ourselves to decrease 1 month to get that $25. Now, the amounts fluctuate every week. You can see on week 1, saving $25. Week 2 is saving $20. Maybe you sell some clothes that you no longer need or use and you want to use that for this challenge. That's fine as well. But the amounts are very small. It's not like it's $100, $200 a week. Every single time you complete the weeks, you would just check off the box. At the end of the 12 weeks, you'll have $300 to use towards that Christmas spending. This worksheet is available in the free resource library. And like I said, I'll put a link to this in the description of the video. The next savings challenge I want to talk about is the 52-week money saving challenge. Now, if you look this up on Google, this savings challenge probably has 100 different variations. So I created my own that does really well with working with smaller or tighter budgets. So week 1, it's going to be a lot like our Christmas savings challenge, but in week 1, we're going to save $1. That's going to give you a balance of $1. You check off the box when that's complete. On week 2, you're going to save $2, giving you a balance of $3. You check that off, you're done. And you go all the way down. Now with this savings challenge, the money you are saving is the same as the corresponding week that you're completing. Do you see on week 10, you're saving $10. Week 20, you're saving $20, and so on all the way down. At the end of a year, okay, after 52 weeks, you're going to have $1,378 saved. Now, for some people, they're like, man, for a full year, that's not very much money. But you know what? To a lot of people, that's a lot of money. And I know in the beginning of my journey, that was a small trip with my son. Even if it was just a small weekend trip to go fishing and maybe do 1 night of camping. This was also a great emergency fund. So the $1,378, it's making something out of really small amounts. So this is the 52-week money saving challenge. So those are my 4 savings challenges that you can start today if you are working with a small or tight budget. If you found this video helpful, please like it and don't forget to subscribe. Dang, hold on. Okay, okay, let's do the beginning. Okay.